Okay, so what we're going to do tonight, I'm just going to record this so it's going to help people, is this gentleman was kind enough to record his calls. He's making calls. I love that. Take hats off to him. He's bought some leads, and he's calling them, and he's doing a great job. And all we're going to do is just kind of like super fine critique this. And so I just want you to listen. You know, when you're on the call, and you're with a live person, it's never going to be easy. There's always going to be things that you're going to mess up. And so, but you just have to follow along and see why that you want to coach with the inviting formula and the 10 communication qualities so that you know where to take somebody. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Can you hear me? All right. Good. Okay, good. Because someone's messing me up with questions saying they can't hear me. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Is that correct? Just want to check real quick. Good. Just one person to say yes. Okay, good. We're done. Loud and clear. Lima Charlie. Continue to push. All right. So what we'll do is you know, this is very valuable. Like this stuff that I'm going to show you tonight is very valuable. I really hope that you take away, because I know you've been there. And this this guy's horrible. He actually does a pretty good job, right? But there's some things that if he just changed a couple things, it would change his whole business, his whole way he does things. And so, you know, we're going to just go through that. And it's beautiful what he does, all right? So here we go.
All right, Gene, how you doing on this drizzly Wisconsin morning?
Well, I'm in Illinois.
What's the call number? What you have to do is you have to click telephone on the dashboard up there, and then it'll provide you with the number to call in. Okay? That's all you got to do. If it's not good audio for you, then, you know, that's what you got to do. Okay? I'm playing this off my desktop, so I just kind of need to be in my computer, and I know it might not be perfect, but it's the way it's going to go tonight. So let's get rid of the admin stuff and let's move forward. All right, here we go. Okay. So we're gonna start this call off and just keep moving.
It's not so hot.
And what I want you guys to do is to tell me, you know, where are they at in the process? When I ask you, or I give you a critique, you just ask the questions. Try to use the communication qualities and the inviting formula instead of using your made up stuff like he stuttered and lost control. Well, that's not a communication quality. It's actually covered in one of the communication qualities. But it's not, which is assertiveness and correct amount of assertiveness, number 4, and communicate easily, number 5. That way you can teach people more effectively. Now you'll start to see why wherever we go, we actually harp on the inviting formula and 10 communication qualities. Why we harp on it is so that you could actually teach somebody versus saying, you know, you just didn't say it right. Well, good for you. That doesn't help. Okay, here we go.
All right, Gene, how you doing on this drizzly Wisconsin morning?
Well, I'm in Illinois, and it's not so hot either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, 815. I get it.
So trying to sound interested, but was a little bit interesting there because you already stepped on the landmine. And you started off with, who wants to start a call off with, it's drizzly, right? So it's not real upbeat, but he's working. He's trying to make like a connection. So I give him hats off for that. But you already, well, I'm not in Wisconsin, I'm in Illinois. So right there, you're already in like a disagreement. Do you see how this can happen? Now you can overcome it and all of that. But you're trying to build this instant communication with the person and get that greeting where they're going to speak openly and freely to you. So right away, if you're not on your game, how's it going in Wisconsin? I'm not in Wisconsin. Would better to be something that you could have said better is, so, hey, Gene, so I see you're an 815 area code. Where do you live exactly? Oh, wow, okay. Well, actually, because then someone might say, oh, my area code's 815, but I actually live in Florida. Oh my gosh, how'd you get to Florida from 815? So are you from there? Do you see how you start the greeting? That would change versus, I see that you live in Illinois. No, actually, that's my area code. I live in Florida. You would still recover from that. However, why start off on that? Why even go down that road? I don't get myself into those problems. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So the better question would be, hey, Gene, hey, Gene, this is Steve. How's it going? I saw that you filled out some information on our site. Just getting back to you. How's it going? You know, having a good day? Something like that. So you're starting there. Okay? Here we go.
Yeah, no, actually, I was sick all week. I was on my granddaughter's wedding last weekend, and I came back sick.
Oh.
And so I've been under the weather all week, so I'm not doing so hot myself.
Well, all right. How'd the wedding go?
It was fine.
Do you see that she's thinking he's not doing so hot? I mean, I just caught that. I didn't hear that the first couple of times, but it's not real. It's not real positive at the moment. Come on, man. Hold on a second. People are jacking me up right now. Hold on, guys. All right. All right, we're good.
It went fine. It went fine. So everything's all done and completed, so that's good.
That's got to be a big relief, like a moment.
And so here's the thing. Yeah, as someone's pointing out on here, being sincere and being interested in the person, you could have said like, "Oh my gosh, are you feeling okay?" Asking how she's doing, and how did the wedding go? Now he jumps on there and says, "Phew, it must have been a big relief." You're just asking for trouble, right? You're just asking for trouble because you're trying to be. You don't know this person. You could say, "Well, how was the wedding?" How was the wedding? And then they'll tell you versus you saying, "Woo, that must be a big relief." Now he gets away with it a little bit, but do you see how you just don't have to do that? You don't have to do that. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, her father's happy anyway.
Okay. All right. Good enough. All right, Gene.
Didn't ask any more questions about Gene. Do you see that? Didn't ask any more questions. So you could say, "So Gene, you guys just had a wedding. So now what do you do for a living, Gene?" Now he may go there. I can't even remember, right? But that's how I would go because I want Gene to keep talking to me and get open and learn about it. Instead, he's closing into some kind of like fake interview thing. I don't even know what it is. All right, so here we go.
Well, what's got
What
you?
is this?
Well, what's got?
Do you see how you have the stuttering and hesitating will kill you on a call? The person immediately takes control of the call because if you're not sounding confident, I'm not gonna spend money and build a business with someone who's stuttering and hesitating. This is what your prospect is thinking, and that's why she immediately takes control. We'll see what happens next.
For a part-time work
to
from home.
supplement my retirement income.
Okay. What's your? Do you have a long-term goal, or you're just looking for some income?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna back up a sec.
The weather all week, so I'm not doing so hot myself.
Well, all right. How'd the wedding go?
It went fine. It went fine. So everything's all done and completed, so that's good.
That's got to be a big relief, like a moment.
Yeah. Well, her father's happy anyway.
Okay. All right. Good enough. All right, Gene. Well, what's got
What
you?
is this?
Well, what's got you looking for a part?
And he doesn't really answer what is this, right? Because he doesn't want that question right now, but he caused it because he hesitated. Dude, okay, he seems a little uncomfortable. Okay. Not communicate easily. Yes. So quit typing things like he seems uncomfortable. Type the communication qualities so you can start getting better, please. Yes, could ask better questions about retired from. So just okay. And again, I'm over here. Don't whip them up because all of us would suck at this when we first do it. I mean, I used to get hung up on all the time. I was the worst. I used to have people report me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right, here we go.
Well,
to
to supplement my retirement income.
Okay. What's your? Do you have a long-term goal, or you're just looking for some income?
I'm looking for some income.
All right.
So what is this?
Well, let's go over what you've done. You were a retired finance collection manager.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So he has a little bit of knowledge from her because someone else had called her or something like that. I don't know how he's doing it, but so I just use what people talk about. So retired. What did you retire from? What did you retire from, Gene? That's what I would ask her. Does that mean I'm the best question asker? No, but I just listen to what they say and ask them. So you're good. Keep going. We're gonna keep rolling.
But it doesn't tell. I worked for 30 years in collection and finance. I worked for Sears for Bridgestone Firestone. So I've done consumer collections and finance, and I worked under commercial collections and finance for Bridgestone Firestone.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar with that end of the business anyway.
All right. Did you like working in collections?
Oh,
Okay. I noticed something you guys may not be able to hear, and please don't do this with your prospects. And you know what? It's my lack of training this individual correctly, but like to do it. But that's there's a lot of people, and so I'm not gonna. I got to train him better. But he's typing. I can hear his keypad typing on the phone. All right, so he's typing notes about this lady. She's this. So you cannot pay attention to someone typing notes about him. Please don't do that. You can sketch some notes like, okay, collections, Sears, 15 Sears, 5 years, YRS, boom. Because then you're distracted by your environment, which is your number 2, right? You're distracted. Okay. He also could have asked her questions about each thing. So let's back it up a second there.
yes.
All right.
And finance, I especially like commercial, working with the tire companies and the field managers and the dealers, and I missed it. I was sorry to leave it, but
I missed it. What did you miss about it? That's how I ask questions.
surgery, and I decided to leave. I was not thrilled with my boss, and I decided it was time to go, and I'm glad I did, because that's when the bottom fell out of the economy, and trying to deal with the companies then would have been a nightmare.
Okay. All right.
Okay, all right, because he's typing, he's not listening right now. Okay, and all right, we just have to do better. And he'll do better because when he hears this, he's just going to do way better. There's no other way around it. And so what you could do is, how did the bottom falling out of the economy? Use her words. Don't say bad economy. That's your words. Say, how did the bottom falling out of the economy affect you? How's that affecting you? Oh my gosh. And you better be interested and listen up to what's going on with her. This is how you get people to tell you about what's going on. This isn't NLP mind manipulation garbage. This isn't trickery. Man, you're listening to someone. They're telling you exactly what you need to know, and you just have to be trained enough to say, all right, well, I know that I'm interested. I'm going to be listening to this stuff. This is the difference between I ask those type of questions, and this isn't some question book. It's just like, to me, it's almost common sense. The person saying this, I ask them about what they're talking about. You tell me about your little yellow puppy, I'm going to ask you about your little yellow puppy. I'm not going to say, well, how long have you had a dog? You know what I mean? You didn't say that. Okay? Hold on. Here we go.
So you were dealing with delinquent accounts mostly, or?
Well, I was setting up the account.
He made that up. She didn't say that. Okay? So he's just wondering what to ask. So he's trying, and I love his effort, and he's got a great voice on the phone. So, he's got nothing but like upside on all this stuff. It's incredible. All you got to do is just mold it a little bit.
And then I had to, service them, and I had to, collect them as well when they went delinquent,
Okay. Oh, okay.
I worked them from beginning to end.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you're only dealing with delinquent customers, then you're
No.
probably dealing with unhappy people. So, okay, I get it.
No. From the beginning,
Already in a disagreement. Already in a no. You don't get it. It doesn't. It's not necessary. You don't need to do all that. You don't even need to be in that whole thing. Say, man, like, how was it like? So give me a picture of that. So like somebody would. So this is how I would do it. This is me, and I'm not saying I'm the prospector of the year or whatever. I'm just saying what I would say is, so from the beginning to the end, like, how did that work? Give me an example. Like, that sounds interesting to me. Like, how did you do that? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Oh, wow. Okay. That's so good. I mean, man, you just sound like, And I give them compliments, okay? Not cheesy, like you sound nice, but give them sincere compliments. Okay, we're going to keep rolling. I'll be here all night. So much for the short webinar. Stepan, you're right.
I went out and I got the accounts,
Okay.
set them up, and then I serviced them, made sure that, helped the salesman with their tire contracts. And then when they went
Still typing.
delinquent, then I had to collect them. So I went beginning to end. That was my job.
All right.
All around credit manager.
All right, cool. So you like dealing with money, huh?
Did she say that? Just a point, okay? She didn't say that, okay? Ask a question about overall credit manager. So you were a manager, like were you in charge of people or, yeah, man, so you have some leadership, that kind of stuff. What did you, like how many people were you in charge of? Or you could ask more questions about what she's asked. She said so much stuff. Ha 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 ha. You bet. Yeah. And so this guy is rocking it to me. Like he's like so close to just like turn him loose. He's got her laughing. Beautiful.
I met a lot of nice people. I like working with the dealers, and I like working with the field managers, and I enjoyed going out to visit the customers and seeing how their operations went. When I first went to work at Sears, of course, that was a different thing. I started out in consumer credit, which I was glad to get out of that because that was not nice. And then we went into commercial credit there, and that was good. And when I left there and I went to Bridgestone, I learned more about tires than I ever expected to learn.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
And I remember Bob forcing me to go to the engineers' meetings and learning about all the different kinds of tires. It was like, oh my Lord. But, it was interesting. And then, of course, going out with the field guys, visiting all the different customers. And I enjoyed that. And I got to learn a lot. And I missed it at first when I first retired. I just missed it.
Okay.
But I missed, when you sit on the phone for all those years and you talk to people, you learn about their families and
sure.
And I missed that. I did miss it, But what are you going to do? That's like I said. I was glad I did what I did when I did because 1980. No, not 1980. That's when I left Sears.
Real quick, you're right, Mike. She's doing all these things. She's lit up. Can you tell the voice? She's doing good. She's doing awesome. He could have asked a really good question in there, which would have been like, instead of saying, okay, he could have asked a real good question in there when she said, I miss it. That's where he could have inserted what do you miss most about it? If you didn't really, if it wasn't clear to you while she was talking what she missed most, then you could ask that. Okay. Don't just ask it like a robot. Ask it because you're listening and you're like, well, that sounds really good. What do you specifically miss the most? There you go.
2005, when I quit Bridgestone, that's when the economy went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
And it would have been a nightmare. There were a lot of trucking companies that went under.
Right.
And my having to have dealt with them and Ivan would have been a nightmare. So I'm glad I left.
All right. Well, yeah, they say timing's everything, and I guess you proved that. So.
Yeah, I did, because it would have been a nightmare trying to work through all those bankruptcies. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right. Well, I got a question I want to ask you. I'm an engineer by training in past career. Did learning about the tires and all of that side and sitting in on the engineering meetings, did that help you out in the field at all?
Sure.
Right.
Because I knew.
He had her already as a greeting. To me, that's okay with what he's doing right there, but it's okay. It's an either or. He still did it, which is fine. But he could have said to her, so what have you been doing since retirement? How long has it been? Like, what have you been doing? So now that you're retired, what are you looking for? That could have been a qualifying question, right? You could have moved to the qualified. She's already speaking openly. She's been laughing with you. You've got a good picture of her, But he did go into this engineer thing just for whatever reason. It's okay. Yeah, he could interject there. It's not bad. But he had a good transition, right? When she was talking about the retirement, he could have just said, man, I think she was pretty much talking openly and freely. He could have moved there. He's okay with it where he's at, but he could have taken her right there to like, well, what have you been doing since retirement? You know, boom, right? He could have. But again, Monday morning quarterbacks never play the game. All right, so here we go. But this one does. All right, okay, here we go.
Talking with the customers what they needed, and I understood about the drive tires and
Right.
the steer tires and the trailer tires. I understood then about having the retreads, and I understood why they did what they did and what they needed in our service operations. It's amazing, you know.
Well, that's cool because but the last engineering job I had, and one of the reasons I started going into my own business route was working for a company that believed in the old business model of the managers don't need to know anything about their product. They just need to go to business school and everything's hunky dory. A widget's a widget is a widget. And it didn't work. And I was just when you started telling that story, I just kind of wanted to see how it ended because I believe in that. I also think it's really cool what you said about when you work with these people, you build a relationship with them and you learn about their families and that is so true, and that's a big part of our business. Is that
Okay, doesn't need to start talking about our business and all that. Okay, so it doesn't need to be like talking about that stuff right there. To go into the business, right? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he's just talking. He was talking a little too much. That's okay. But he should be in the qualify step right now, right? Not going in to start telling about features and benefits of our business and how you could fit into it and all those things. All right, so the qualify step is where he should be. Okay, that's all. It just gets into a little bit of our business. Now they're going to ask you, well, what's your business? And now you're like, oh, blah, 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 right? So you're not there yet, all right? So just a little nuance. I wouldn't have started saying all this. He could have said all that. Now, did you find I'm an engineer? Did you find that going to the engineering meetings was beneficial? Yeah. He nowhere in there did he really ask a question. He could have. You don't make statements. You always end in a question. All right. All right. So we'll see how he gets out of this one. This is like a reality TV or something. What are we doing here? What's going on?
Able to connect with people, you care about people, and you establish a relationship with people. That's the key to real business success. It's not sales is not just going out and trying to get somebody $20 or whatever. It's a lot more to that.
Well, like I said too, and when you're talking with these people and you're helping them, and you have to understand what their needs are and how their business works and what they need and when they're talking, they've got 10,000 tires on the ground. It's like you have to be able to understand what they need and why they do what they do. Why they on the road when they're putting a steer tire on the trailer. Well, they only do that because on the road the service and was cheap, and they put the steer tire on the trailer. When the trailer gets into the yard, they pull that steer tire off and put it in stock. Because the steer tire on the road was cheaper than if they bought it, on the contract. And there's a lot of nuances on how they do things, and how the steer tires become the trailer tires, and how they retread, and how many times they do these things. Yeah. And, you have to know all these things, and have to help these guys out,
Yeah, but you just said something that's so hard to teach, which is the beginning of a sales is identifying a need, and if you can't identify a need, you can't help them out. And if you identify a need that you can't fill, then you don't have a sale either. It all starts with a customer's need, and that's a hard concept to teach some people, which you obviously have already.
Right. Well, right. It's like working with the salesman, and some.
Okay, so you're saying someone is commenting that she qualified herself there because she likes helping to understand her customers' needs. That's not her qualified, though. In other words, that's not the reason she filled out a form. In your mind, she has attributes that would be beneficial and skills that would be beneficial for the business, but that doesn't mean that's not her qualified. Okay, just so you guys clarified on that, right? Yeah, that's not her qualified. She didn't fill out the form because she likes to help people. Maybe she does. She needs something right now, right? Okay? Those are some of the things that, would be like, yeah, I love people. I love to help people. Okay, those are good attributes that would be beneficial for our business. Absolutely. But that's not her qualified. So don't get messed up on that. Qualify is what they need, want, or don't want. I need to make more money. I want to quit my job. I don't want to commute anymore. That's a don't want. Okay. It's not, they don't want your business. It's a don't want is, I don't want to work here anymore. I don't want to listen to that boss ever tell me another thing again. Okay. Was that neat? All right. So here we go. Not really, actually. So he did go, he could have gone to the qualify. He went into this other story. It's working out okay. Didn't need to mention his business. That's what we do in our business. It's a little bit, doesn't need to be done. Just don't even say it. Okay?
Afford to get all the tires in 1 month. So I would help them split up the sale so it would bill so many tires on the 30th and the rest of the tires bill on the 1st.
Right.
So that get billed in two.
Right. Does that sound very, I mean, I'm not trying to nitpick, but did that sound very interesting? Right. Right. Just would you hurry up with this stuff? That's what it sounded like to me.
Month so that all the bill wouldn't come due and run us through that way. And I would help the salesman. All right, this is what you have to do. Run so many through on this delivery receipt and so many through on this delivery receipt. And I would approve that even though it's one approval.
Right.
But we're running them through so that the customer has them in 2 different months to pay for it. This is working with your salespeople so they get the credit for the sale, but we're making it easy on the customer.
Right. Unique solutions to meet the customer's need. That's awesome.
Right. And it's funny because when I would be off.
That's awesome. They're so lucky to have had you. That's what you would say. He did a good job there. That's what I would add. They said they were lucky to have you. Like, that's a good compliment. All right.
And they would work with the other girl, and she wasn't as receptive to helping them. I remember Tony telling me, "We missed you, Jean." It's a way to help the customer.
Oh, sure.
All right, now Tony, make sure that this is how you run this sale through. Make sure you run it this way. Make sure you contact me so I know, so I can approve it. And it's coming across the thing because I had to approve the sales when they came across.
Right.
So but that's the way. But anyway, that's enough. So tell me about what we're talking about.
She just took control of the call. Because all you had to do was say, well, and I would have done a couple paragraphs of information before. I would have just said, so, what have you been doing since retirement? Now he's like, can you tell me what this is all about? And we'll see where it goes.
What we are is we're,
I mean, I'm not trying to beat him up, but stuttering, right? What we are is, you know what I mean? And I know we were going to be like, well, what are you going to tell him? I wouldn't get in this situation. But you could say, if somebody says, well, what is this all about? I would have said, well, you know how you mentioned that the economy, what did she say, the economy, the bottom fell out of the economy? Most people know the economy is in the toilet. Yeah. And so we help people create extra income by marketing different products and services or something like that. We help people create extra income and get them started in their own business, marketing different types of products. Now, what is it that got you to fill out the form? That's how I would have asked it. Now, and if I wasn't in that step, I said, so what is it specifically that you were looking for? No, you can't say, if they ask you what it is, you say, well, let's back up a second. Someone's typing this in. Let's back up a second. What exactly are you looking for? No, he already avoided her what is it call question twice. Okay. So you're not answering the question. That just ticks your prospect off. Say, you know what? I'll get to what it is here in a second, but can you just tell me real quick, what have you been doing since retirement? You could do that, but man, this has been a while on this call. All right. Okay. Just depends what you're going to show him. All right. Which, I'm not sure. I think he's showing a brilliant compensation or something like that on this one. I'm not sure how you're going to do it exactly, how he's doing it exactly. I think that's what he's going to do. Okay. So let's just get back to focusing on the structure of this call and where we can create our own problems. All right. How much did you guys pay to come to this webinar? My gosh. All right.
Network marketing.
No.
All right. There's two things that we do, in that we sell a product to customers, and we sell the opportunity to customers. Those are the only two things we do.
That's just like, I don't know where he got that, but you just can't say stuff like that. It's just sell the opportunity to customers, and we sell products to customers. You could say we market, one of the areas we focus in, we market, nutritional products, or we market, weight management products. And this person's lost a lot of weight, so that could actually have been something that they could have said about, or you could say, if you're going to go down that road, you say, how the economy's in the toilet, well, or how most people want to lose weight, but how most people want to lose weight once and never gain it back. Well, we have a product. We market a product that actually has been had amazing results with people, and I'll get it to you in a moment. But do you see health as a big trend? I would ask them that. Do you see health as a big trend? Yeah. Okay. So obviously that's a big business. It could create something like that. Do you see health as a big trend? I'd say, okay, good. Well, I'm going to get you some information on that here in a second. But you have all this awesome experience. What is it exactly you want? What do you like at the end of the day? What are you looking for? You could ask that question. Since you missed it on the retirement part, where she said, since I retired, and you say, well, what have you been doing since you retired? What is it? What is it you want to do now? Like that kind of stuff. Okay. You don't want to do a bunch of explaining on a phone call. It's never going to go well. That's why we have videos. That's why we have. You can't make this stuff up. I support people in building a business, and we have. Okay, let me see what this says. I support people in building a business, and we market an amazing weight loss product, a very unique product, or something like that. No, I just wouldn't say that. I mean, I support people in building a business. That doesn't mean anything to your prospect. I just want you to think about that. We come up with all these elaborate things, and none of it really makes sense to our prospect. I just want you to think like that. That's when you guys can get a little bit like, yeah, you're being hard on us. You're not. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, I've talked to so many prospects, I just don't say stuff like that because it doesn't work. If you find something that works, then run with it, and then I'll start doing it. Okay? I'm not joking you. If you say, someone told me a long time ago, a couple of years ago, I always started off the phone call. If I'm calling a guy and a guy answers, Mike, I would say, hello, Mike. All right? Right. So if somebody answered the phone, let's just say it goes ring, ring, and a gentleman answers, and it's supposed to be for Mike, I'll say, hello, Mike. All right. What somebody told me is they actually did a study on their calls. They actually ran a phone system, they had a telemarketing team or something. And they told me that they got way better results if they just said, Mike. Ring, ring. And the person goes, hello. And you go, Mike. They would say, yeah, this is Mike. Or, no, I'll get him. And they just do that. If you go, here's where you're going to, and trust me, you're not going to listen to me because I always tell them to do this. And then I listen to them make calls and they don't do it. But please listen. When you call a prospect, and let's say you're calling Kristen, you know that you're calling Kristen a lady, Kristen. And a gentleman answers. Don't go, hi, may I please speak with Kristen? What are they going to say? What was the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth?
Who's this?
Yeah, who's this? This is Steve Swartz. She filled out some information about. I'm giving her a call back about what? Well, she filled out some information about business. Hey, she's busy. She's busy right now. She's not interested. Goodbye. Has that ever happened to you, Stefan?
Yeah, totally.
Totally, man. So, Stefan, I don't know if you have anything to add in here. So, what would you make sense? Make sense if you wanted to lead with the business side of it? It doesn't matter if the business still has to be wrapped around some kind of a product, you know, some kind of a business. So, what would you say? I don't know if you want. Do you want to jump out there, Stefan? You don't have to. If you want to say like,
What did you say?
like what is it to you, or something like that. Maybe you have
I rarely get this, just like you.
You don't get it because you don't get yourself in that situation. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah.
You guys quit thinking about they're going to ask me what it is, because they will never ask you what it is. They never ask me what it is because I don't get in that situation. He got in that situation because he was testing her patience with stuttering and and typing while he's listening to her and things like that. He wasn't snap on with her. Like he wasn't right with her saying, so what are you doing for retirement? They don't have a chance to ask me what it is. And like Stefan just said, who's called a lot more leads than probably all of you. I'm not saying I don't know everyone on the webinar, but they don't ask you what it is. Only you get that because you caused it. Okay. So don't think of some snappy thing. If someone says what it is and say, I understand that you want to know what it is, I can completely agree with. Here's how I answer it. You want to know how I answer? I answer it like this. If I get it, can you just tell me what this is? Well, you know what? You know how you said the economy's in the toilet, or the bottom fell out of the economy? Yeah. Well, I've got a video that is going to show you how you can actually take advantage of a bad economy. And so, because I know you want to do X, Y, Z. I know you want to stay home with your kids, right? So, do you have a chance? Can you write this website down? Okay, here we go. Or check your email. I'm going to shoot you a link right now, and then it'll take you about 10 minutes to watch this video, or 20 minutes to watch this video. When can you look at it? Right now. Okay, I'll call you back in a half an hour. Does that sound good? I already invited him. Close to action. Okay, I'll call you back in about 40 minutes. Is that good? Yeah, so in 40 minutes, you're going to be there? Yes. Close to action. Hang up. Okay, talk to you later, Gene. Boom. Call's done. Ding, 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 ding. Hello? Hey, is Mike there? You know, hey, I wouldn't even say that, right? Next call is Mike. Mike, I'm on to the next call. Do you see it? We don't need to, dude, we don't have time right now to do, I mean, I appreciate it, but we don't need to do a mock call. I'm doing a mock call for you right there. Okay. I hope you're really listening to this. Like this guy stepped out there. He did all these things, did a lot of things great. We're just critiquing a little things to make it better. And you know, I'm just telling you in a situation, if someone asks you what it is, say, I can completely appreciate that you want to know what it is, but I think it'd be best if you see it with your own two eyes. And I'm going to shoot you over a video that's going to explain exactly what it is. Because you know how the economy's in the toilet? You know, everyone knows the economy's in the toilet. Yeah. Well, we're working on a program to help people make money in a bad economy. Does that sound like something of interest to you? Yes. Okay, great. Write this down. Do you see how I've just never explained what it is? Why would I? I have videos. I don't have time to explain what it is. You can't explain what it is. I'm not going to explain what it is. Tim Sales isn't going to explain what it is, right? Not as someone you don't know at all. There's no way. There's just no way. I really hope you guys, am I blowing you guys away with that? I mean, this is for a prospect that wants to know, they don't know anything about RX. They don't know you. They don't even know you. They don't know nothing. And you want to show them concepts. So we're leading them down on this situation with brilliant compensation. You cannot start telling what the business is and what the products are. When I started telling you about that, like we market products, you know what? As I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't even say that stuff. Okay. Someone asked me what it is. I'm just going to say, I can appreciate that, what you want to know, what it is. I've got a video that's going to explain the overall concept. Boom. Okay. And then I would send them brilliant compensation. Yeah, absolutely. You just have to have a brilliant compensation link somewhere. You know, you can get it you have to buy it from the website or however you want to get it. Okay.
I hope, guys, that you're taking notes, and I hope you're going to listen to this call like 10 times minimum and write down everything Steve is talking about here. I mean, years ago, I would have just studied this material like no one. And just his answer back to, what is it? If it ever happens to you, you need to have rehearsed this just like Steve did it here. And it sounds natural. It's not like, oh, well, you know how the economy is, in the toilet, right? And you can't do it this way. You got to be spontaneous.
Oh,
and at the end, if you haven't done the qualify yet, once you've done that little pitch there, what it is, I'm going to send you a video and all that. Now, I'm curious. You said you've been looking around. You fill out this form. Why have you filled out the form on my website? And you get on the qualify. You get down to it, and you figure it out. Right, because you answered her question and you come back with another question, so you take control back of the conversation. So study this. This is just crazy. I mean, all the gems, all the information he gave you up until now, it's just crazy. So yeah, and it opens your mind to what kind of questions to ask based on what she just said. I mean, you need to think like him. He's a multi-million-dollar income earner right now, showing you how he makes calls. Boy, I hope you listen to this more than one time. Anyway, keep going, Steve.
Hold on. Hey, Tim, say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hey, we're training on how to make phone calls. Hey, who's on the phone right now? Awesome. Can you say your name, sir? All right. Well, cool. Well, me and Stefan are helping some people. I'll call you back in a sec. Is that cool? All right, man. Yeah, bye. Okay, so that's good. Boom. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So I'm just going to read some people's stuff in here. Guys, this thing could last. I'm recording this, and I think I'm going to sell this online. This is incredible. Anyway, I'm just kidding. He had no assertiveness and was unprepared. Go to the mirror and ask yourself every question that scares you and make you sweat. Preparation would help him communicate. Scott, I'm going to buy you whatever you like when I come to Florida or whatever. So you're right, man. You have to practice. What Stefan, see, this is what, as a trainer, as someone who's training people, a lot of people say, you don't need to know all that. You don't need to do all that. You don't need to do any of this stuff. You just need to call people, right? And then you call 3 people and get destroyed, and you're like, this sucks. I'm not doing this anymore. And then you quit because you were not prepared. And all I'm telling you is you got to get better at this, okay? And the information I'm sharing with you right now is ridiculously awesome, and Stefan knows it. And I'm not saying it because I made it up. I'm saying it because I've called more leads than all of you combined, and I know it works. And if you don't sit in there with someone and really learn about them and ask them what's going on in that greeting and ask them how they're doing and what's going on, where they've been, and learn all about them so you have a good picture and they trust you because they should trust you, then you're not going to make it. And you want to make it. So let's make it. And if you do this with your friends, you'll even do better with them as well. Your warm market, if you can do this with the internet leads or whatever leads you create, you're going to do well in every market because no one does this. Your friends don't sit around and do this with each other, or people that you know, they don't get talked to like this. No one sits around and learns about them and says, man, you're so great at what you've done and give them compliments. They don't do that. And if you do that, you're going to be much different than everybody else. But you have to have a purpose where you're taking, you can't just be, well, he's just such a swell guy. He listened to me for 3 hours, talk about everything, and then we went home. Then he left, right? Who cares? That's okay. But we're not in that game. We're in the game of greeting, qualifying, inviting, finding out what someone needs and wants, as opposed to what we have, whether it's a product or a business, and we invite them based off of that. Someone's answering about an ad about a business, and then I'm going to show them business concepts. It's not about being savvy. The Brilliant Compensation is a pretty dang savvy video. I don't know how many people have had their video actually used in a court case. Pretty dang savvy, okay? So don't think that. Don't create these things in your mind that Brilliant Compensation isn't a savvy video. It's an incredible video. It's been used in court cases. So you just have to think of a way to make it savvy. That's all I'm trying to say. Make it happen versus oh, I talked to one person and they thought it looked bad. I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm just saying I've heard this from people, and so they'll stop sending things out to people. Don't do that. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Maybe that prospect wasn't the right prospect. Okay. All right, good. I always kept written notes. Yeah. Scripts. You don't want to read them, but you want to practice it. Like Stefan just hit it on the head. What is this? What is this? Ask yourself that. In the shower, I'd be like, what is this? And I'd be like, oh, that's not going to work. Okay. What is this? Is not going to work. The word is you're stuttering already. What is this? Hey, I can appreciate that you want to know what this is. I appreciate that. I completely do. But with the time we have right now, I couldn't really do it justice. And I want you to see it with your own eyes, because I want you to see how we actually are helping people in a bad economy, or whatever their need one is. Or if you don't even know what it is, like Stefan did, he did the backdoor qualified, meaning that this person asked him what it is. He couldn't get off the hook with it. So he just basically says, well, let me ask you, a second ago, you were telling me how you retired. What is it specifically you're looking for? What do you want? Right? He just went out there and made it happen. Never invite someone if you really don't know what they want, and do not accept, I want to make more money. I want to travel. Really? Then why aren't you? You know what I mean? Like, what, more money? That's not more money. They want more money, but there's more to it. That's a surface answer, and you got to get below the surface. Okay? You guys got me all fired up now. All right. All right. You guys are rocking it, man. Your participation on this thing's incredible. You should have invited all your downline on this deal. This is, wow. Man, we're smoking it. Okay, so let's keep going on this and see what happens and pray for good things. There we go.
But we're in the health and wellness field. We have products and nutritional supplements. We have
Kill me already.
Water bottle. Then you'll learn. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm going to get you your presentation. It'll get you.
If you're not going to go into detail, don't even mention it. Okay. All right. If she was a nutrition lead, then that's different. Okay. But I wouldn't say the word supplements. I don't know what about it, but people hate that word. It makes them get the heebie-jeebies. Okay. So supplements, I would say we market nutritional products. We market, I would say weight loss, amazing weight loss stuff. So it's just something like that. But I wouldn't say amazing, because amazing is a cheeseball word. It doesn't explain anything. We market weight loss products that you could say an amazing weight loss product that's doing this and this. But if you just use words like amazing and outstanding and incredible, if you use too much of that, it's like fluff. It doesn't really explain something. It's the most incredible weight loss product. Everyone says that, okay? Are we still good, guys? Are we getting off track? Are we good to go? I hope you're listening. This is good stuff. Boom. All right. All right.
Detailed. You learn more about these products. We have a water bottle that you can take anywhere in the world, put water in it from any source except salt water, and it'll make it drinkable.
TMI, baby. TMI. Too much information, but we're going to keep going.
So people who travel to other countries, people who go out in the back country and want to be able to, don't want to pack in their water, want to drink it right from their...
So right now she's evaluating all the things he's saying and deciding whether she thinks this is any good or not. Do you see how deadly that is without actually showing something? Do you guys see that? Are you feeling me? All right, I'm going to keep it going. All right, good. I'm going to let it go through.
Stream, the river, or even a swamp if they want to. A lot of people use it just to filter tap water. When you start getting educated in what's in our tap water, it's kind of scary. So this water bottle helps keep people safe drinking no matter where they are. They got a lot of
too much talking. Too much talking
in Africa, helping people in remote villages drink safe, clear, healthy water.
Do you see how we've gone from nutritional supplements to remote villages? I mean, it's just too much, right? And he's trying hard, though. I got to give him props and completely. So don't think that, but we just can't go here, right? We're just not going to make it.
We've got a new product coming out at the beginning of the year. It's going to be in skincare. It's going to be a toxic-free skincare line. There's very few
Oh no, what is this, Mary Kay? I mean, do you see how you create your own objections?
products out there that are toxic free. Um, you know, our skin is the largest organ in our body, and it absorbs whatever we put on it very readily. So all these chemicals that are in most of these products are really actually doing damage long term. Even skincare products that you put on to protect your skin, protect yourself.
Do you think she's still listening? He's presenting. He's actually presenting, right? Yeah, but don't say OMG, because you guys, if I listen to some of your calls, let me tell you. All right, but he's already presenting. Good point. He's in the presenting step, which she hasn't seen the first step. Okay.
Are actually causing harm. So that's coming out.
And actually, I think what he does is he invites her to watch a webinar that I did, which is like 700 hours long, which is too long, right? Yep. You should just get off the phone if you've got the qualify. Yep. You should just get off the phone and go. Okay. So he's doing presenting though right now.
Next year, the biggest product we have, the one that's really causing some exponential growth in our company, is a weight loss product that actually works, and I can. That's what actually brought me into the company. I'm going to be 50 years old here at the end of the year. I've been overweight since a kid. I went on my first diet at age 9. I've been on so many diets I can't count them. I got up to 390 pounds at the end of last year. Found this product, and I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. And I've kept it off for the last. I'm going to go back on probably the weight loss, probably the beginning of the year after I lost 100 pounds. I just decided to kind of just go on what they call a maintenance mode. But I've been able to maintain it for the last 3 months. So that's a huge thing a lot of diets don't offer, because you get the balloon back and the weight gain coming back. So it's a product that
she actually was like, wow. And he just blew right past her, right? He could have said, even though he's in this, like kind of in this like landmine of mess, she said, wow. And he said, yeah. He's like, do you see, he could have asked her, do you see weight loss as a big trend? Right? And or do you see weight loss as, do you see weight loss as a big business? Yeah, I do. Matter of fact, I need to lose 50 pounds. Do you see how it changes? Wow. You know what? And you can say, what have you tried? And now you're into that. Even though it's a business call, you're into that, and that's okay. But you probably should have never got in there. Anyway, it's okay.
I believe in, and it's what really got me interested in the company. But we'll get you to a presentation where you'll learn some more details about the products. But is this anything? Does this sound anything at all that might be interesting to you?
Well, maybe I have to know a lot more about it. That's for sure.
Well,
you know why he got that response? Because he doesn't know what she really needs and wants. That's why he got this response. She doesn't connect what she really wants. There's something that lady wants, and we don't know what it is. And she doesn't connect what she wants with what he just described. She doesn't see how all these supplements and this water bottle and Villages and this future organic skincare line and this weight loss that good for you. You lost a bunch of weight on. She doesn't see how that's going to get her XYZ, something about money. She doesn't see it. She doesn't understand it. And so that's why she gave that little answer, which means I'm really not going to look at this. And thanks for calling. I'm going to be nice to you and just like hang up and never talk to you again. Now, maybe that's not what happens. Because they kind of got along pretty good. He did a pretty good job. But I'm just telling you, if you get responses like that, don't be surprised if you never talk to this person again. And then you keep calling them, right? Well, they don't like me. Well, you didn't get it qualified. You blew the inviting formula because you didn't get a good qualify. Do you guys see that? He didn't communicate at her level of understanding because he presented instead of invited her. No, that's not, that's a good comment. That's a good idea. Like, I like where you're going and you're thinking. But that's not really, it's not, inviting versus presenting isn't like her level of understanding. She probably understands just as much about either one. What level of understanding would be, using big words about like, the MOA, the whatever, the reishi mushroom or something like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's communicating at the level of understanding. Okay. This is so awesome, man. Like, this is incredible. All right. So that's really not the level of understanding. Just to clarify that, I just want to make sure you're going with that. I love that you're thinking like that, but the level of understanding, would it be communicate at their level of understanding, communication quality number 8? That's not what that is. It's just that he didn't get the qualify step. He blew it. He blew past it. Okay. And another gal saying, Steve, what just hit me is that I give TMI, too much information, and I'm speaking to someone who's a seasoned networker. And I'm speaking to someone who is a seasoned networker. They may walk away with the impression that I am not well trained. Is that the right thinking? Yeah. If someone's if someone's been in network marketing before and they have a lot of experience, you just have to ask them questions. So what are you looking for? Like what, you don't have to tell them all about the company. You can say, well, you could tell them a little about the company. You can give an overview. Say, but what has you looking in the first place? I mean, obviously you're very successful. What are you looking for? So it goes back to that. Okay, someone's asking, how long does it usually take to make a cold lead call like this? 10 to 15 minutes max? I don't know the time, because if I'm talking to you and you're telling me all about yourself and you're an awesome person, I'm learning all about you, I'm not going to say 10 minutes is up, you're done. Oh, your dad died last week? Well, I don't really care because the call's over in 10 minutes. I got a 10-minute max. I'm being obnoxious just because don't put time limits on your call. But yeah, if you got that qualify going, man, it's quickly invite. I've got this video, take a look at it, blah, blah, blah. Invite, closed action, when can you look at it, when can I call you back, boom, and then you're off to the next call. That's what you're doing. So the greeting and qualify on a cold lead meaning you don't know them, that's going to take longer because you don't know them, all right? So yeah, it might take longer than that. Don't put a time limit. I know I've had people say, oh, you get off the call in 3 minutes. Really? Dude, yeah, really? Okay, that's like, I don't know who trains like that, but not me. There's no way. 3 minutes. You break. So after we qualify, we could go straight to, what I have some information that you could help you get what you told me you want. Like, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, you know how you said you wanted to get more. Then you have to create curiosity in that invite, right? How you do you use curiosity in the invite. You have to create it just right. Okay. And what you do is you say, how you're telling me that you want to spend more time with your kids? I've got a video that can show you how to spend more time with your kids. Pay attention to the part about the leverage, okay? I think it'll be of interest to you so that you can spend more time with your kids. All right, when can you take a look at the video? Just create a curiosity. Now I got to find out about the leverage part because you just told me, so I got to go look at it, right? If I'm the prospect, I got to go watch that leverage part because that's what you just said, all right? So you give them a reason to go look at that specific part, okay? All right, boom. Hey, in the video about weight loss, look for the gal who lost, 78 pounds. That's my best friend. Her name's Judy or whatever, right? Hey, I gotta look for Judy. I gotta watch the stinking video. Come on. All right. We'll talk about how you can record your own phone calls. I don't know, Stefan. Do you know? I don't know. We'll talk about that at the end. Let's keep going through this.
And we'll get you to a presentation. It's an hour and 20 minutes long. I use this one because it does have a lot of information in it. A lot of these work from homes will, try to give you a 15, 20-minute spiel and sign you up. And
all of this is unnecessary. Okay? Just unnecessary.
Get you going, the quick sale type of thing. I want everybody to know what they're getting into. So I use this.
Know what you're getting into.
They're getting into.
Poor guy. I mean, I love it, but you're getting into. You better know what you're getting into because I'm going to scan it.
He's going to want to slit his wrist after this call. But man, he's done such a great job. I was way worse. I mean, I was really bad. He's really good. So
yeah, could you imagine starting off as good as him? I wish I could even talk like that guy. So
yeah, totally, totally.
He's well trained. I sucked at when I started doing this. I'm just telling you, man. I was the worst. Oh, if you call for the lady and a guy answers, say, I'm just telling you, Lisa, you can just do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, is Lisa there? I thought, oh, may I please speak? Hey, Lisa. Oh, who's this? I would just go, hey, is Lisa there? I always say, hey, is Lisa there? Because it makes it sound like you actually know them. Hey, is John there? Hey, John. I would say, Lisa, even if a guy answers, they tested it. Even if a guy answers, it's going to go against the grain in your body to do it. Guy answers, Lisa. Oh, hey, is Lisa there? Just do it. You're going to get mad at me, but just do it. It works.
It's a little bit longer, but if you're serious about a home opportunity, then you'll find the time. And then the other thing I liked about this, I've been in the industry for 11 years now. This company has the best training I've seen. It's headed up by.
Dang it! I guess I didn't work with him good enough. No, he's doing good, but you know what? Like, this is what we do, man. This is so good. I love it. I just love what he's doing.
It's headed up by one of the acknowledged leaders in the industry, and you'll hear about him in the video presentation, Tim Sales. So training and education is the foundation of this company. You'll have access to so much information. It might be a little bit overwhelming at first, but if you take it a nibble at a time, you'll just become very educated on our products, how they work, why they're different and better than other products on the market. And you'll actually learn a lot about health and physiology. We've got doctors and scientists there that have
kill me already. Come on, dude. Don't do this.
All of our products that are just really unbelievable. It's amazing what you'll learn about it. So learning about it and understanding the product is one of the.
You're joking, right? You're some of the person that says I would tell them about the Bill of Rights. You got to be kidding me, right? You would not do that, hopefully. Why would you tell someone about the Bill of Rights? Someone that's not been in network marketing doesn't need to know anything about the Bill of Rights. I know, Margaret. You're like, I could never do this. Margaret, we don't have to do it in a public forum. I'm probably going to get beat up about this later, but this is the best training ever, man. It's probably one of the best training calls of the whole year. And there's 33 people on it. What are we crazy? I guess when they came to the last Score 40 call, there wasn't the secret elixir. They didn't find it, and so they're off to something else.
Product is one of the core principles of the business, and when you get into training, they'll talk about what our core principles are. Knowledge of the company, knowledge of the industry, knowledge of the product are huge. Some of the three main points in our training, and I know Nancy said that you haven't really looked at anything else before. This is kind of your first foray out into the. All right. Have you looked at any other opportunities at all?
No, okay. Not yet.
All right.
Not yet, but I'm going to now because I'm not interested because now I know everything I think. In other words, as soon as someone says something, you form ideas in your mind about it. It's just natural. And so you start having an opinion about what this is, and you're not giving it a good chance, okay? Because you don't know if that person's brother was in Melaleuca and they pitched him every time they came over to their house, or they were in some other company like Herbalife or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with either one of those companies. But every time they came over, they got the Herbalife pitch. And so she's probably, oh, I'm not doing that, right? You don't even know if she has MLM objections and all of that. I think he does say network marketing in there somewhere. He did. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique one in the fact that it's we understand that the biggest obstacle to anybody succeeding in business is training. And a lot of these companies just kind of let you go out there and they use the sink or swim principle. We'll spot the 3% that are swimming after 3 months, and we'll work with them and really train them, but the rest will just go by the wayside. But with training, we believe anybody can be successful in this business, and you certainly come in with the leg up on most people. So you chuckle. Why do you chuckle?
Yeah. Well, I chuckle because I used to argue with my boss at Sears about training.
But you know what? To his credit, she's still in there with him. You know what I mean? So, hey.
And what does that argument sound like?
Well, no, because, well, I'm not going to talk about Sears and the suits at Sears. I mean, it was, they used to think any moron off the street could come in and do the job without any training,
Oh,
And it was like, well, I'm not going to go into it because that was an age-old thorn in my side, because those suits used to come in and they used to think, anybody could do the job. It was like, no, it takes a long time to train somebody to sit down and do credit and collections. It's just not something that you just learn in a second,
Right.
It takes a lot of training, and when you have somebody who's doing
So just so you know, guys, about 16 minutes into this call, we still never got a qualify. Does that make sense? In other words, we miss a qualify, and we have great conversations. He's doing good with her and all these things. He's even telling her about stuff, which he's telling too much information, as I'm sure he'll be aware. But because we didn't get a qualify, we'll leave, and they won't really like connect with it and all of these things because you didn't get a good qualify out of them, and you didn't like tie in what they want to how this could get them that. The person goes away, the lead caller or the RX rep or the rep of the business says, man, I called a couple of those things. It didn't work. No, you weren't trained correctly. And there you go. So anyway, so yeah, some of these questions and comments, I'm not seeing them like real time all the time. So I'm just like, just make sure you guys can erase your own questions too. Yeah, and I hope you guys are starting to recognize some things that maybe you've done in the past. Yeah, you don't want to put down another company. I wasn't putting down another company a second ago. I was just giving an example, and I didn't say there was anything wrong with those companies. I'm just saying, like, you never know. Like, gosh, they got peppered by some company, right? All right. Marcus, like, I think he's awesome for recording this call and letting analyze it. I don't know that I would ever be able to do that. You're up next week, Margaret. I'm just kidding, Margaret. All right, well, you could do it. It's all like this, guys. Who cares if someone evaluated you and said these things? I have some websites and things, and they're not that good. And so I had somebody evaluate them for me, and they destroyed them. I felt like a loser, but actually, I didn't feel like a loser at all. I said, this is awesome because I'm so tired of these things not doing well. I want to get good. And so you're willing to take whatever information someone gives you. And most people in network marketing will never, ever give you this right here. What I'm doing here, they'll never give it to you because you know why? It's painful. It takes a lot of effort to sit here and go through all of this, right? It takes a lot of effort for you to show up and sit through this for an hour. But I can tell you right now, if you learn what was on this call tonight, what I'm doing tonight, if you learned it and you mastered it, you would do so well in network marketing. You would thank your lucky stars that you would actually, this would change your business 100% because you'd be better in the warm market. You'd be better in the cold market. You'd be better in every market. Okay. If you can call leads, you can talk to anyone. All right.
On the phone
Gulp,
to help people when they call in. They have to have a lot of knowledge, and it doesn't come in a day. And not any moron off the street can do that. I mean, that was their attitude. And it was like, oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to have people with a lot of knowledge and quick thinking to sit on a telephone board to answer. That's your first, hit with the company. And you have to have somebody sharp on that phone. And, well, like I said, it's a long, age-old.
Yeah. Well, when I tell people, there are some very, very basic jobs in our economy. If you just talk about a reception, a cashier at a grocery store, or say Walmart, if you put them up there with no training on how to run the registers and do rebates and do coupons, you can't even do that job without training. Or
I know, but even them, they should still have some training in customer service.
Absolutely.
About pleasantries to the customer, because after all, they represent the company that you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
And it's like,
So I just tell people, I don't care what you're doing. It could be the most basic task, but if you don't have the training, you're not going to be successful at it.
right.
And
people aren't going to be friendly about coming back to the store. It's how you're treated at that store.
Right.
The most irate customer, if they're treated properly, no matter how bad the situation is, will leave with friendly feelings towards that operation if they're treated properly.
99% of the time, you're absolutely right. I agree
Right.
wholeheartedly with you. But so.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times when I worked at Sears and I would get some irate.
Yeah, another chance for compliment there. So yeah.
And I say, it's not in my realm of authority, I said, but I will try and help you to the best of my ability, and we will find out how to do this. And I would take on this. In fact, that lady, I'll never forget her. She was in Michigan, and she was having problems with storm doors. And I don't know how I ended up doing it. I ended up getting it resolved for her. She sent me a pamphlet for her lodge with a 10% discount anytime I wanted to come.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because it was like I understood her frustrations, and she had been passed around and bumped, and nobody was willing to help her. And it was like, somebody to stop and take a moment and help this poor lady.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been on the other side of the phone. I know what it's like,
Mm-hmm.
It just takes somebody a moment.
Yep.
Oh, just a moment.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I said, that's an age-old complaint of mine.
Well, we're on the same page there. And yeah, it just takes a little bit to go the extra.
Right.
You don't even have to go the extra mile, just an extra couple inches in most cases.
Right.
And
Right.
understanding that the customer is the foundation of your business. You can have the best management system, the best products, the best prices, but if you treat your customers like garbage, you're going to have a failing company.
Right.
So.
What's the old saying? Garbage in, garbage out.
Right. Right. And every link's got to not be garbage. You throw one link that's just total garbage, and the whole chain's wrecked. So.
Oh God. Okay, now the only thing is of course, today is a shopping day for me since I've been cooped up in this house since last Sunday night.
Okay.
So if it's something on television on the computer, I can watch that later this afternoon or tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll send you an email. I got your email address is GeneKMiller@att.com.
Let me write that down. That's not your prospect.
I'll send you an email with the link to this presentation. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, but it's it's online. You can watch it at your leisure. You can watch it in multiple parts if you want to. It's a good presentation. It's going to give you answer 99% of the questions that you have.
How do you know? I mean, 99% of the questions. Why not 100? Yeah, you're right. You guys answer compliments. Okay.
And we'll just get together afterwards, and I'll get your feedback from what you saw, good, bad, or indifferent. And
okay.
So you said it'll take you a day or so to get to this?
Oh, yeah, probably, either today or tomorrow, because I can't promise all of it today. It depends for an hour,
All right, so when would be a good time for us to get back together?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I'm a football freak.
And I bet you're a Bears fan.
Oh, yes, of course.
Step on a landmine there. You never know, right? No, I hate the Bears. Dude, you just killed yourself. Like, so who's your favorite team? The Bears. Oh, great. How, they're doing good. Or, if you don't know, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and of course, you're a cheesehead, right?
Well, yeah. It's kind of funny because I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I grew up in Glen Ellen, and I was a huge Bears fan all my life. My hero when I was in grade school was.
So she said he's a cheesehead, which means like you're the Green Bay Packers. If you don't know football, Green Bay and Chicago are big rivals. And so I wouldn't even go there with that. I said, no, you know what? I'm a Bears fan since I was a little kid. Like he just started going into I wouldn't even say I was a cheesehead, like meaning that you're a Green Bay fan.
Kids. And I was a Bear fan all the way up until Ditka left coaching.
Yes.
But then I moved actually moved to Michigan for a while. I never could become a Lions fan, no matter how much they paid me.
Yeah.
But I came over here to Wisconsin, and now I'm a hardcore Packers fan. But the Bears are my second favorite team.
See, listen, right? They're already this, even though it's probably not big, it's unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Well, you got to be happy with them now. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have an offensive line. So.
Ironically, I have two of my children live in Wisconsin.
Oh, do they?
Yes, and so I see in one family, I see her daughter.
One question for you. What does this gal do for a living right now? And question two, what does she really want? What's her need? Want. That's what you have to think about. What does she do for a living now? And what's her need, want, and don't want? I don't know. I know I've been going in and out of this call, listening to, reading some of the comments, so I've not paid attention totally to this thing. But what is it? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. So, just
mother and the son are Bears, and the daughter and the husband are Packers fans.
Got to make for some great Sundays.
so they argue that one, but the rest of the family is all Bears fans. So.
Yeah. Well, it's not a good time to be a Packer fan, so that should make you happy. Last week.
I do feel sorry for them. I do feel sorry for them losing their quarterback.
Well,
he is a good quarterback.
Well, we lost him, and then our backup got injured in the first series of downs last week, so we were down to our third string quarterback all last weekend, and our fourth string backup is our fullback. So.
Yeah, I know. I had to take him off and put him down for a loss on my point schedule here.
Okay.
Because I'm in a football pool.
Okay.
So I do play. Because I said Monday would be. I don't think anything is scheduled for Monday. So Monday morning sometime.
I would have been like, man, I love a lady who loves football. Something like that. If you don't like football, you don't even know nothing about it. Say, you just have to find something to talk about in there. But, well, she's laughing and going through it. It's still good. She could probably still come into the business even with all this, because he is sincere. He is listening to her. He is engaged. He is easygoing. He's not, he's got the correct amount of assertiveness with her. He's doing a lot of things great, but it's just the little things that will make a big difference.
All right.
I don't think I have anything scheduled. I have to look at my planner, but I don't think I have anything scheduled for Monday.
All right. I can do a 9:30 or a 12. Which would be better for you?
Probably 12.
All right. I'll put you in at 12. All right. So I'm going to send you
He's typing it in. Just write it down, okay? I mean, that could be just me splitting some hairs on it, but just write it down.
presentation. You're gonna get that presentation, watch it, and we'll get your feedback on Monday at noon. Do you have a pen and paper handy?
Yep.
All right. I want you to have. Well, you called me back, so I'll give it to y'all again. My name is Matt.
It's 325, 250.
Okay.
And anyway, for the end. Plus, you can win it. And plus, if you have a perfect pick, then you get $50 for that perfect pick. Win each week is $35, but at the end you get $300.
Ah, cool.
300, 320. I think it's 325, 250.
Okay.
And anyway, for the end. Plus, you can win each. And plus, if you have a perfect pick, then you get $50 for that perfect pick. And somebody won the perfect pick not last week, but the week before.
Oh, okay.
Perfect pick plus. So it's $35 a week, to win.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal.
Cool. So do you bet straight up, or do you do the points?
We do the points as well.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you win, you have to win all the games.
Right.
Yeah, and the points just matter for a tie. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right.
The points just come in, but the points figure in at the end for the $300.
Okay. All
You most points.
All right.
Oh, I'm telling you, and I'm losing.
All right. So you got the Packers for a loss tomorrow. What about the Bears?
Oh, I got them for a loss too because I think he's going to take us. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I had us first for a win, but with him in a cast, and we lost 2 other players. I have us for a loss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Not going to be a good week for the Midwest, but.
No, not a good week for the Midwest.
All right. All right. We'll talk to you on Monday, Gene.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So Steve,
Yeah.
there's no way you can score 40 points a day part-time doing a long call like this. It's important to invest the time to talk with your prospect. If it needs to be that long, yes. But in this call, it didn't need, to be that long.
Yeah.
And so, just get the qualify done, then move on to the invite. You don't need to do a presentation. You just invite, close to action, and then you talk again next time. That's all it is.
Yeah, you could have been done on this call about 10 minutes. Yep. I'm not saying put a 10-minute limit, but we could have been off that call a long time ago. And we left the call talking about, whatever, like the football pool, right? She's more interested in talking about the football pool than, because she doesn't think whatever you have. Here's the thing, guys. And it's not always the case. But if you could help me make more money to keep my kids out of daycare, I'm not waiting till Monday to watch a video. Okay? I just want you to think about that. It can happen, though. It can happen. But I don't know what your thoughts on that, Stefan, but.
Well, it's the same. I know that if we're Monday now, and if I tell a prospect I'm going to send this to you right now when you plan to review this, and they say, well, give me the week, let's talk maybe Friday or Monday next week, I know they're not interested. If they take, I'm going to watch it tonight, let's talk tomorrow, or give me till tomorrow, I'll watch it, maybe we talk on, Tuesday night or Wednesday, that's a interested prospect. So I agree with you.
Yeah, that's just my gut feeling is if you would have really got in there on that and got her her real need and want, not that she wants to supplement her income. That is so boring and stupid. I mean, it's not stupid. It's just like if you accept that, you're accepting lameness. I want to supplement my income. Okay, here's $5 out of my wallet. I just supplemented your income. Is that good? No. What I really need is my husband needs open heart surgery, and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Oh my gosh, how much does it cost? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? All right, listen. Is there anything else? Well, I also need to do blah blah blah. I can't go back to work so I need to make at least $3,000 a month. Okay, listen. Boom. All right. So. Okay, good. So do you see how you pick up your pace? You're on it with her. So, all right, well, listen, I've got a video that's going to explain some concepts. Bam, bam, bam. And then you're into inviting them. And then that's closed action. And that closed action is like bam, bam. And the call's over. And then you're on to the next call. Okay? Can't get into hour conversations with people, really. Stefan has a good point. Sometimes if it's a really great prospect, they're like big business people. I don't know. You just get in there. It might take you 20 minutes. Okay? Yeah, you set up the time. Always good to have a big list of calls, so extraneous conversation limited. But maybe that's not, you control that conversation. He could have got out of that conversation a long time before that. So it's all right, though. Tim. All right, good. Yeah, you just got to be positive. You got to have patience, and realize that everyone's not going to be superstars at this stuff, and you just got to work with them. And everyone starts somewhere, and you just got to get people trained on this kind of stuff. Because listen, for me, you don't need to be calling leads the rest of your life. But while you're trying to get your income going, you need to have prospects coming your way. If that means you got to run a sign on the side of the road, if that means that you got to run an ad, hey, here's a tip of the year. All right. This is so good. And it's great practice, right? It's great practice to call leads and practice talking to people like that and get good at like your invites and what you would say and how to answer questions. Because we can drill all we want, but when you're in the real game, it's nothing like it, right? Hey, Stefan, this is a tip for even you, okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
So let's say that you're going to get one of your local ads somewhere, right? Let's say that you're going to run. Let me pull up one of my things from last week. All right. Let's just say that we're going to run one of these things. I don't even know where it's at here. Oh, did I have it? And then we're going to end this, guys, because you guys have been hanging in so long. Okay. I'm not saying this is the ad to run. It's really not. If you're going to run an ad in a print magazine somewhere, okay, tell the editor, all right? Tell the editor. So let's say you're getting like Awakenings magazine or something like this, like it's a little local place and it's not real expensive. Matter of fact, you could do this on any of these. What was that brown sheet of paper thing that they had them all over the place? The little, they advertise everywhere. You're already like, it's upside down. Yeah, no kidding. I made it upside down. Like, that's my whole point. Have the editor take your ad and tell them to run your ad. Like, let's say this is in like a little newspaper somewhere or whatever it is that you can do. And Penny Saver maybe, or one of these things like that. I'm not sure about a Penny Saver, but wherever it's going to Penny Saver, so I don't know who really looks at that stuff. But there's a lot of these little like, Awakenings and magazines like that. Or wherever, like the free weeklies that they have in your area. I just hope you get the idea. And they have little square, like the size of business card ads. Find out how much they cost or whatever. If they cost way like a lot, just, find another one. But tell the editor to purposely run your ad upside down. Why is that? Because they're going to look at this and what are they going to do? What would you do if you were reading the paper and you saw an ad upside down? What would you do? Really? Nothing?
It would turn it around where you'd be thinking, what the hell happened here?
Turn it around upside down. Right. You would turn it around upside down, and when you turn it around upside down, the only ad that would be right side up would be yours. It's brilliant. If you don't get that one.